Hello, crew. We are in the Space and Log mission 211. We'll be talking about space psychology, aspects observed in space and log missions. A little bit about me. I am a UFRN professor in Brazil, also Federal Council of Management, CFA in Brazil, also Habitat Mart Innovatics, CEO. I have bachelor on psychology and management, master and PhD on sustainability. And I did my postdoc in University of Central Florida when I started to study about sustainability applied to space missions. And also I had contact with the world of space and log training. Since we started the management of Habitat Mart 7 years ago, we just developed more than 200 protocols and conducted more than 210 space and log missions. Uh, Here in this landscape, we can see different analog stations in the world. Also, we were the fourth or fifth space and log mission created in the world during 2017 with Lunaris in Poland. And here we can see a landscape of different analogs in the world, now more than 15. Uh, Here, we are based here in the corner of South America, and I live in Natal, in Habitat Marts, located in the countryside, 100 kilometers in the countryside. Something important to the experience, the psychology experience, is the infrastructure. Here it's possible to see three different sites, three different habitats operating here in Brazilian semi-arid. They are spread in around 500 meters. Also, we are building the fourth habitat called Ceres Lake. Here some photos and something very important in terms of operation of the analog station. In our case of Habitat Mart is look to operate a self-sustaining habitat. And this is related to five dimensions that we are updating. Uh, the operation as a self-sustaining habitat is related to smart sanitation, smart water harvesting, management of, okay, one moment, management and monitor and water monitoring, desalination process is something new. Also, controlled food production using greenhouse, aquaponics, and monitoring. Also, solar energy, the use of solar energy, and attention with health aspects and mental health aspects. And the fifth dimension, that's something new that we are studying more, is related to communication and monitoring of the systems based in communication technologies. And these are topics important for the operation of a self-sustaining habitat and also provide support to be self-isolated or operate in an isolated place, not only in analog habitats, but habitats in remote areas in the world, in different places. And these topics are very connected to many aspects of sustainable development goals. For example, the goal one related to deal with poverty, deal with hunger, and goal three related to good health, also education, goal four, and also topics related to water, energy, climate action, and also life on Earth. This is a photo of the biohabitat greenhouse. We are cultivating more food here. And this is a very important issue to the operation as a self-sustaining habitat. Also, there is the lava cave habitat is under a rock formation, and also we are doing updates in this infrastructure. Here is before the construction of the habitat, and we are doing frequently more updates in this infrastructure, also improving the lighting and also other updates. And also the habitat of lunar habitat is other facility in our complex. Yes, now we just received participants from more than 10 countries and organized more than 210 missions in the. Okay, in this case, we started the operation during December 2017. We are operating in the northeast of Brazil with a lot of cactus in the landscape. The challenges are related to think about good and safe infrastructure to provide a good psychology experience to participants. And also, it's very important to think about protocols, how the protocols are important to a good psychology experience. In this case, the protocols are related to pre-mission, at the moment before start the mission. Also, the protocols are connected to when is happening the mission, and also after the mission. The protocols will follow these three different moments that we'll be talking about. The pre-mission, we can see the challenge is to think about many aspects uh, common related to real space missions and also analog missions. Uh, Before the missions, we can see many aspects that would affect the psychological experience. Sometimes anxiety, fear, doubt, envy, criticism. Also, one question is: are the common anxieties between what are the common anxieties between real astronauts and analog astronauts? Uh, Sometimes look the same, sometimes are different, but all of us, we maybe sometimes we have some, we would present like some experiences like this. Also, it's observed that astronaut candidates live in a crossroad. What's good and bad in this experience. Astronauts candidates can be seen as a futurists, lunatics, or mavericks, suffering, being criticized by society, and uh, may even have the professional careers jeopardized. And also sometimes when we are talking about astronautics, it can be something like a very different and from when we are comparing with our other professional careers as something very innovative, and sometimes the people would look to us as a as strangers because maybe we are ahead of the time. Uh, there is a need to decide between to dedicate on ourselves to existing careers or traditional careers and build knowledge about new things in the astronautic field in this futuristic professional area. Also, being an astronaut in Brazil is even more difficult due to low investments in science. In this case, sometimes when we are working like in a very uh, cutting edge area like this, can be very different from the traditional careers. Astronauts seems to deal to be always available for the space agenda, such as accepting invitations to participate in events, not being able to commit to other professional agendas, thus remaining in a perpetual state waiting for a space agenda. They show themselves to be available and very committed, characteristics already demonstrating at the time of selection process when they participated to be astronauts. Astronauts can be great employees for a company, but they are always married to a space world. Some possible difficulties in participate in analog mission, availability of time, also difficulty related to time zones because we have participants in different time zones in the world. Sometimes financial resources, sometimes location of the analog habitat, distrust or lack of confidence in analog habitat, organization of the mission, and other aspects. This would bring some barriers to participate in the space analog mission. And also sometimes we are listing friends and family to support the choice to become an astronaut. Sometimes the opinions can be criticism, sometimes indifferent, and sometimes support. We don't have like this would be interesting a poll research with participants how the family and friends see you like about the decision to be interested about to become an astronaut or to work with the topics that we are dealing during our space analog missions. Okay, as I mentioned before, the protocols are very important to the space experience. About we have a good psychology space experience. Uh, Protocols are very important to bring order, not only in terms of work, but also in terms of psychology experience. Protocols contribute to well-designed tasks and planning to avoid stress and anxiety, to promote health, to avoid healthy risks, to bring confidence to participants, and for satisfaction about to learn new skills. And some guidelines for astronauts, preparation, physical workouts, patience, alert about the adaptiveness to great variety of cultural aspects, food, music, and habits. This is more related to in-person space and log missions, and also think about possible source of funding. Something interesting, it's a exact personality inventory revised test. It's this test is used for the evaluate to evaluate the personality profile. Also, there is a QR code that's possible to scan. I can share in our group. We about you do like a personal evaluation about your personality. And this is interesting because would be interesting discuss about different uh, personality profiles, and also these are the psychologist Carl Jung uh, dedicated a lot of time of this topic. And this is also he's also a great contributor to the psychology studies, and now presents a great contribution for the space psychology. Space psychology. Okay, now the second moment during the mission. What are the common situations that would occur during the mission? Isolation and confinement, interpersonal conflict related to management and leadership, cognitive and emotional stress, circadian rhythm and sleep disruption, and cultural and personal differences. Feeling of isolation, crew members may feel cut off from family, friends, and familiar surroundings, potential leading to loneliness and decrease in morale. Isolation can sometimes mirror the feelings astronauts experience in space as they are far from Earth and their support systems, and reduced social interaction, limited access to people outside the crew can cause monotony and strain personal relationship. The lack of variety in social interaction and restricted living environment can exacerbate tensions. In this case, the crew dynamic between members of a mission is very important. Like we have a good communication and have a time for have fun, and also the way of the people present the communication, because also the voice how the participants are using the voice in the communication, because sometimes the voice can be more soft, sometimes can be the voice can be more strong, and some and depends of the intonation of the voice, then this the same message can express more confidence or more or also bring some unpleasant situation. The message sometimes is the same, but intonation of the voice can be misunderstood by other participants. In this case, the patience is very important to how a participant in an analog mission can conduct these uh, can provide a good experience to other member. And also yes, the self knowledge, like about the psychology psycho- personal psychology profile is very important in terms of communication. uh, Talking about isolation, also this is an old map from Rio Grande do Norte, and this is very interesting because during the colonization process, we this the colonization process happened during the 16th century in Brazil, with and the colonialism process happened through livestock, and the cowboys known as vaqueiros. Also, they had a great challenge uh, to live in the countryside here. Also, with being necessary to walk through dried twigs, as you can see here, like a local cowboy. And also, Brazil is not a homogeneous culture, but a diverse and vivid cultural experience based in geographic regions and different patterns about how to local societies were created. Is also important. Let's the audience that travels to Brazil be aware about this diversity and to show how these different cultures can inspire participants in analog missions. Uh, to analog astronauts, we are more focused in culture based in Brazilian Northeast. And our questions are how Brazilian Northeast culture would let the space analog missions very unique. A good cultural experience during space analog missions is a base to help societies that would be replied in future habitats on Mars and Moon. We believe that Brazilian efficient culture is a unique way to encourage health living in analog missions and future habitats on Moon and Mars. And also, if we analyze also culture from India, and also culture from United States, and also Pakistan, and also some uh, place in Sweden, we can see like cultures from remote places that we can learn from these remote cultures about how this culture from a remote place can bring learnings for our life in the future Mars or Moon settlements, because the people that lives in remote areas, they need to create their own culture, sometimes a local culture that's not connected to like mainstream culture. And also in Brazil is the same, as based in this some previous words that I bring, some previous thoughts, and how the culture from remote places, different parts of the world, that would be interesting to you think about the future of space settlements. Uh, okay, the culture of Brazilian office has intrinsic elements that may be not only relevant but vital to construction the human communities in future states on Mars and Moon. Uh, these topics are related to resilience, solidarity, music, gastronomy, and other cultural expressions. Humanity will not only survive on new worlds, but will also contribute to the flourish of a new culture by bringing with the richness and cultural diversity that characterize the human experience on Earth. Brazil, Northeastern cultures, like other cultures around the world, will help shape extraplanetary future, reaching diversity, meaning, and connection to other earthly roots. Here, when we are reading Brazilian Northeast, but you can change and write some regions from your country, like some remote areas on India or Pakistan or United States, and this would be the same. We are talking here in this slide about Brazil, but we can substitute this term for your country. Maybe this would be the same, and how this connection with local landscape would bring some insights, maybe dissimilar to your country. In this case, some reasons for a station in Brazil is, in this case, the geographic loneliness and also the psychology experience, how this place can provide these psychology experiences. But also we can see geographic loneliness in other places in the world, like United States Old West. This is a photo that I did, I believe, in Arizona State. Also, you can see like a small habitat, flashline habitat in Devon Island in north of Canada in the Arctic. Also in Gobi Desert and also in other remote places like Pakistan and Indian Himalayas. In this case, to build, research and learn from self-sustaining habitat systems, these are we can learn from these isolated areas can bring a lot of learnings. Okay, the second aspects are related to interpersonal conflicts and also conflicts with management and leadership. How interpersonal conflicts would emerge during space analog missions. Uh, Sometimes resource scarcity, limited resources in the space habitats, and different backgrounds of participants, age, gender, academic backgrounds, personal differences, unclear roles, miscommunication, and miscommunication sometimes related to illiteracy, the language illiteracy, personal issues intrinsic to the person, mindset, habitats, example, time of wake up, etc. And also, as important, manage conflicts and leadership demands, the awareness on the possible source. A third aspect is related to cognitive and emotional stress. Stress from mission tasks. Space analog missions often involve challenging tasks, strict schedules, simulation of high stakes situations, which can elevate stress levels. Emotional fatigue, repeated exposure to routines and monotony combined with the high stress demand of mission can cause emotional fatigue or burnout. Keeping mental engagement is essential for sustaining motivation. Uh, Cognitive and emotional stress is the highest challenge that you need to deal with in the missions. It's very important for a safe environment, good infrastructure of support, good team of support, a good planning, and good opportunity of learning. Not expected situation are lack of sympathy between members, isolation, depression, competitiveness, self-sabotage, and sabotage. A good selection process of candidates can avoid unpleasant situation. In this case, the selection process for in-person mission is very important to identify the persons that fit in the goals of the mission or not. Also, it's important to think about how to operate a relaxed mission, music that fit in the group culture, good sleep behavior, creative food meals during the mission, and adequate sleep condition. Uh, in this case, how to promote a high state of consciousness during the mission, well planning activities, good program of activities, facilities in good conditions and of operation, good meals, relaxing time, be hydrated, and relaxing. This is a photo for one of our analog missions. Also, participate in this case, photo of intravehicular activity and photo of extravehicular activities here. Also, good present plants aboard of the mission. Also, example of space art. Also, some studies about color. Infrastructure for underwater extravehicular activity. It's one of our facilities that we are doing space psychology studies. And also, it's necessary to think about procedures in emergency situation. Try to be calm, not entering the problem, supporting the person in crisis. Understand the problem, had a person of support, internal and external, and a point of contact. During the space analog missions, real space missions and analog missions are very interesting in terms to experience the overview effect. In the case of Habitat Mart, we have some resources and techniques to contribute to experience the overview effect. For example, meditation, mandalas, sunset observation, astronomy observation, astronomical storytelling, satellites observation. For each activity, there is protocols guiding this experience, and also here a meeting with Frank White that coined this term overview effect. And overview effect was the moment when astronauts observed the Earth from space and observe the planet without frontiers and a very unique ecosystem. Yes, and this was very transformative for astronauts. And this also, the overview effects is an invitation about how we would have like a high state of consciousness experience and how these activities that we are developing can contribute for this high state of consciousness experience. Yes. Also, something very important for the aspects is circadian rhythm and sleep disruptions. Poor sleeping would contribute for not good health recovery, and not good health recovery will bring lack of attention, and this, when you are not very focused in the activities, this would bring stress, sometimes risks of conflicts, and sometimes the risks of accidents. And also, if we are having, if it is happening accidents, that is the worst situation that would occur, depending of the case of accident. The mission can be the simulation can be brought, and also bringing very difficult situations for the mission, sometimes interrupting the space analog mission. And also, yes, and this is a very unpleasant situation that can be avoided. The alternative is a deep meditation techniques. For example, the mindfulness that would be like a break, but the participant in the analog mission is very tired. In the meditation process would bring a break for this person recovery from the like a unresting situation to a better health condition. Okay, the fifth aspect is cultural and personal differences. Managing diversity with crews often composed of individuals from different backgrounds, differences in cultural norms, work expectations, and social behaviors can sometimes create misunderstandings or discomfort. Also, it's necessary respect for individual space and boundaries. understanding and respecting each other boundaries becomes crucial in confining environments where personal space is limited. Now the third moment, the post mission. Basically, post mission is the research based in the forms that are applied during the mission is a time to evaluate these forms as this data that was collected. Data collected space and log missions helps to understand how is the psychology experience during the space and log missions. Also, I almost close to finish this presentation. We related also with psychology. A cultural experience is very important, and we are creating a new cultural movement. We are living a transitional time from terrestrial to extraterrestrial lives, and we had a challenge to create a new cultural movement mixing Brazilian sertão or caatinga or our landscape and space, and how the cowboy way of life would be connected to astronaut experience. What what are these links between these both experience that we are challenged to think in based in Brazilian experience, and how we build this health society, and what cultural elements of a country are useful and positive to think about extraplanetary society. Yes, this I believe this is also part of the interest from our participants. And concluding, it's very important to invest in personal sustainability. This is related to the process of individuation that was proposed by Carl Jung, and he one of his phrases, his quotes. The most terrifying things is to accept on themselves completely. In this case, to go deeper in the process of individuation sometimes would be through psychology therapy, or sometimes having a time for you to think about your life, to think about how would be a better person, or how we would deal with a better way with circumstances of life. These is very important for the future of space exploration, because the participants in real space missions would be very need in a first time deal with himself or herself with his or her own psychology issues, like as I'm saying, personal sustainability. Yes, and in this case, I keep going. We imagine that the way to be an astronaut, or way to be a self astronaut, being ourselves like how we would be better individuals. It's always a permanent challenge that you need to do, you need to deal. And yes, this is a last topic that I would uh, happy to bring about, because if the astronauts or ourselves, if we are not dealing with our challenges, how to be and how to live isolatedly in a future Mars or Moon settlement, this we need to think a lot and invest in this. Okay, and thanks so much. And this is my last slide and my contact. And thank you so much.